Okay, so precinct 9 has ballots printed and available for precincts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So get the right ballot, and then that ballot is, if that is a legitimate ballot, then on the Friday following the election, those ballots will be counted. And those ballots have made a difference in elections. So if you can, vote early. If you vote in your precinct, try to vote in the right precinct because it'll be quick and easy. If you can't, vote provisionally, but in any case, vote, vote, vote. Never go away from a polling place without having voted. Never.
Dr. Marsh, last election with Hillary Clinton and our favorite, this guy. There was, on Northside Drive, there was a lot of young people that had been voting there. And when they went in that particular day to vote, they were told they were not on the ballot to vote at all there. And the young ladies was coming out crying, and I happened to be there. But we had to call Debbie Cox, and she sent someone over there, because these young people said they had been voting there every time. And that's very disencouraging, because the girls was getting ready to get in their car, but I happened to be standing around. So will you let them know that they can call Ms. Cox, and she will try to handle that?
Yeah, and she does an excellent job.
Jim, has anything been done about the park at, was it Northside Avenue? Yes. About that precinct to relieve the congestion?
There was a discussion at the Board of Elections about taking some of the voters out of that precinct and moving them over to Rainwater. There was concern that if people were moved from one precinct to another, there's going to be too much confusion. So those voters were left in the same precinct, and the plan there is to put in more voting booths. Because no one, the state law is that no one can wait more than an hour. Okay, so there is a limit, and the Board of Elections has to provide extra polling stations to take care of that. There is one precinct that has been moved. There is one precinct that has been moved, and that is the precinct in Naylor. The precinct in Naylor has been moved from the fire station to the new community center. The new community center is larger, it's air conditioned, it's handicap accessible, so that has been moved. That is the only precinct that has been moved for this election.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I'm Constalina James, and most people call me Dee. I just want to reiterate what Dr. Mark said. I work at the Lowndes County Board of Elections, and I'm what you call, I make my own schedule when I do work there. And most of the information that you guys have heard is correct. But let me tell you about being a poll worker. If you're going to be a poll worker at this time, I think I seen him, he came in very good, he got an application when I seen you last week. Right now, they need people to work in Lake Park and Hay Howard. Those are the precincts that they need people to be poll workers. But let me tell you something. Don't get an application and sign up and expect, like, hey, you're going to be given an hour lunch break, you're going to be able to leave. You're not going to be able to do that. Guys, you're going to have to be there from 05:45 a.m. to set up, or 06:45 a.m., 6:45 in military. I'm a veteran, excuse me. And you cannot leave, polls close at 7 p.m. You cannot leave to go on a lunch break. You would have to bring your lunch with you. So you're going to be there, think about it, from 6:45 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. the polls close. The polls close at 7 p.m. But you're going to have to stay there until you guys shut that whole center down. Northside Baptist Church, I used to be a manager there, working there for the polls. Trinity and Rainwater, but really Northside. Those are the largest, excuse me, let me take that back. Not Rainwater, Mildred Hunter. Northside, Mildred Hunter, and Trinity on Bemis Road are the largest. It is very imperative that on October the 15th, that everybody come and vote, do early voting, and go ahead and get it out the way. Like Dr. Mark said, a lot of people don't believe that absentee ballots are counted, they are counted. I was one of the people that was on the board when Donald Trump now, and Hillary Clinton. But I was actually there on the board watching them count the absentee ballots. That was one of my jobs. I was watching them count the absentee ballots. And I'm gonna tell you, I wished I was at the polls because I was there to about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just being honest. We have to stay there until all the polls are shut down. All the polls have to be shut down, it doesn't matter. So if you're gonna be a poll worker, if you know anybody that wanna make $90, that's what it is, guys. It's $90. So you think about it, 0645. The polls close at 7 p.m. I'm not trying to deter you, but I'm just saying, don't take an application and fill it out because actually they're needing people to work. I think they have what they need. I'm not for sure for the early voting, but you guys could check because early voting is good. It's from October the 15th until it's time to vote. But as a poll worker, if you know anybody that has the strength, that does not mind staying from 0645 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., you're going to be doing things like, some of you, it depends on your disabilities, how long you can stand. You're going to have, it's a great place to do, poll working is excellent. You're going to have your down times, you're going to have your up times. But at this present time, this election, you're going to be busy because this is a big election. Even though we're not voting for a president or a vice president, we're voting for a governor. We're voting that Stacey Abrams win. We're voting that blue is on top. So it's going to be that tedious election. You'll be doing things, you might be doing things like, hey, welcome the people to come in and fill out a voter certificate. You might be giving out stickers as they finish voting, give them a sticker. You might be working on the machine that you put their information in to see if they are. Like, I want to say, Fire Chief Rice, excuse me. Like Mr. Rice said, provisionals do count. You might be on the provisional table. Everybody, I don't care if you go to Mildred Hunter and you just got off work and your precinct is all the way over at Rainwater. Who cares? You can still stop at Mildred Hunter. They're going to give you a ballot for your precinct, for your original precinct, as long as you are a registered voter, and it doesn't matter. Like he said, regardless, even if you're not a registered voter, that's not for me to turn you away as a poll worker or a poll manager. I cannot turn you away. And if anybody is doing that, we have a problem. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. That's why it's critical that we have poll watchers. Folks that watch the poll to assist people and let them know they do have a right to vote regardless of where their precinct is at. All right, any members wishing to be heard? Glenn, and then Gretchen, and then Deborah.
I just wanted to remind everybody that this Saturday is the Pride Festival. I'm going to be setting up a booth there. I want to thank Dolores for volunteering to get some stuff together for me to take to it on Saturday, pamphlets and tables, stuff like that. I still need a tent. I understand that Chairman Rice or maybe Tom may have a tent, so if we can arrange for that, that'd be great. Also, if anybody wants to volunteer, I understand Miss Sandra Tooley is going to be helping me out. Even if it's just for a little while, give me an hour break. I might want to get something to eat. I like to eat. Right. Send me some food, do something, help me out here. And let's just remember that this is a very important thing. We're talking about, an oppressed group of people that are in South Georgia. These are our citizens, and we need to make sure that Democrats are standing up for them, and that, I've done this before, and I've been to the Pride Festival many years, either volunteering or just going there myself, and I've not one time seen a Republican Party booth at Pride Festival. So let's represent our values, our democratic values, and if you want to help or volunteer, just get with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm also going to be volunteering for the Honeybee Festival, so if you would like to help with that, I'm just going to keep all the stuff and take it to the Honeybee Festival. So
When is that?
that is the first Saturday of October. I'm not familiar with the date, but that first Saturday of October is etched to my memory. So from
October 6th.
October the 6th, okay.
Where is the Pride Festival being held?
That's gonna be at, is it Drexel Park this year?
John
It was,
Saunders Park. John Saunders Park.
Yeah, I think it's John Saunders Park this,
Off
like,
River
it's been there every year. I don't
River
know.
Street.
The one on River Street, yeah.
On River Street, right. So, just come out and, like I said, just say hi to me if nothing else.
Now, we need volunteers for both events now.
Yeah, we do.
Go back to work.
And like I said, even if it's just 30 minutes, I mean, I can give me a chance to walk around, use the bathroom, whatever I need to do. So, thank you.
Like Gretchen?
I'm Gretchen Porterman, and I went today down to the federal courthouse and I watched jury selection for a federal case that's happening in our community. And at the beginning of the jury selection, they show a little film. And in the film, the Supreme Court justices explain the importance of jury duty service and how America's Constitution was designed by people who meant for the power to be in the hands of the people. And when you go to your jury duty service, the hand in your hands is very important. Decisions are made. You decide whether a person goes to jail or not. You decide how much compensation someone is giving when a civil agreement and someone is having a disagreement. Jurors are paid $50 per day. They are not doing it to get rich. They are doing it is because of their civic duty. It is your civic duty to vote, to take the vote into your hands, and it is your civic duty to either be a poll worker and take the freaking $90, or be a poll watcher and make sure that people have the right to vote, that their rights are not infringed. The power of this country is in the hands of its people. We should use it.
Yes.
I'd just like to quickly say that Treva is running for office, obviously, we know that. She's at a forum tonight, so she asked me to speak on her behalf. I asked her, I said, what is it that you need? What is it that you really need? Of course, all candidates need money, we know that. But she said she really needs workers, people to help her, people to fold in for her, certainly to canvass for her. I believe she's really feeling like the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Her phone number is 630-7752 if you would like to help her. Again, 229-630-7752. Treva Gear.
Jim, then John?
Yeah, I just want to say, I've been a poll watcher a number of elections, and if you at all have any heart for politics, it is really an inspiring thing. Because as a poll watcher, all you're doing is monitoring and making sure that things run the way they're supposed to. But you sit there and you watch all these people come in to cast their ballot. That they're just your neighbors. And it's just really something to sit there and watch and see that go on. And I don't know, to me it was very, very inspiring. So just to let you know, volunteer.
John?
Well, I think this organized table and everything is working really well. Someone who knows this story better than me probably should talk about Quitman 10 at some point, because this seems to have been forgotten. And some of you may not have been here when this happened. In 2010, people in Berks County, just to our west, decided they wanted to run for the school board. And people were scared to vote. So they got absentee ballots, applications. They took them to people's houses after dark, and people mailed them in. And they won the primary. And then they won the general election. And then they got arrested for alleged voter fraud. And the governor formed a committee who kicked them off of the school board. And this case dragged on so long, another election came around, they got elected again. If this case dragged on so long, one of them died of natural causes. This case dragged on so long, there were, if I counted correctly, 2 mistrials, and finally the one person who ever actually was brought to trial was acquitted on all charges. So there are powerful forces trying to tar absentee ballots as a bad thing. They are not. As Dr. Marks keeps saying, anyone can use an absentee ballot. It's a perfectly legitimate thing. And for students, it could be a very good thing, because they can just mail in the application, get the ballot back, and mail it back, and they don't have to go to the polls. So, anyway, down the ballot includes, for example, Lisa Ring, running for Congress, District 1, which is the east sliver of Lowndes County. In addition to calling or canvassing, you can also donate money. Maybe you'll get a t-shirt. The jury trial that Gretchen was talking about, this body has twice passed resolutions opposing the Sable Trail natural gas pipeline. That's what these jury trials are about. 3 landowners have been sued by Sable Trail for eminent domain, for taking right-of-ways through their properties, taking easements. They already did it. They already put the pipeline in without a contract, without a settlement, without payment. So now, finally, after the fact, we're having jury trials for eminent domain. There was one of these 2 months ago. Pipeline company lost. The jury said, pay up 5 times what you offered.
Huh?
This could happen again. It also happened a couple of months before in Florida. Pay up 5 times what you offered. The juries could understand what was really going on. If you would like to assist, you can't say anything. You can just sit there. But if you would like to go in and just sit there in that courtroom for a few minutes, the judge will notice, the jury will notice, and especially the defendants will notice. It's at the federal courthouse, it's the one where the old post office is on Patterson Street. I believe it's going to start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. If you'd like to come out and, maybe wave some signs, how about 8:30 a.m. tomorrow? Now, I will be there, and I'm going to say something where I have to cover this up, because people keep asking me, am I going to be at the booth at, Honeybee at Pride or wherever, and am I going to canvass? The answer is no, no, and no, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm also the Sewanee River Keeper. That's a paid staff position at Walls Watershed Coalition, which is a 501c3. In my private capacity, I can do whatever I damn well please, but I'm mostly known these days as the Sewanee River Keeper. For example, 7:30 a.m. Thursday, I'll be on Steve Nichols' radio show. And if I go around doing these things, there will be great confusion. Also, at all these events that you're talking about, we have a booth. I will be at that booth. I can't be at both booths. That would be very confusing for people. So that's why. Anyway, absentee ballots are actually a good thing. And if you want to support your candidates all up and down, including you don't even have to call or canvass, you can give them money or other ways to support them. And if you want to help out with these jury trials, just show up anytime the next couple of days down there, go in and sit in the courtroom for a bit, or show up at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, and maybe we'll wave some signs.
Thank you, John. Any other citizens? Not citizens, Jesus Christ.
He's not here.
Any other members wishing to be heard? Any other members wishing to be heard? All right. If not, we move on. Upcoming events, upcoming regular meetings, October 1st, 6 o'clock here. November 5th, 6 o'clock here. That's our regular Lowndes County Democratic Party meetings. October 1, December 5. November 5. It's a long day, y'all. October 1 and November 5, Lowndes County Democratic Party meeting here at 6. Get out to vote events every Saturday and Sunday afternoon. 1008 Slater Street. That's the party office. I think Ryan, are you coordinating that?
Yep, we're coordinating that.
Okay.
Let me repeat the hours for that. It's 10 to 6 on Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sunday, and Thursday and Tuesday evenings from 4 to 8.
Exactly.
Last day to register for the general election, October 8th. Last day to register for the general election, October 8th. Get out to vote October 15th through November 2nd. And last day to vote in midterm elections, November 6th, in your precincts, not to let you We're gonna sit back and watch the election results. All right, nothing else, we'll. What we got?
Ms. Vivian, you want to make an announcement?
My signs just came in. If you want to purchase a sign from me this evening, they're $10. See, I'm a woman of my word. And I also talked to Dr. Marks about the slate cars when everything is over.
Okay, very good, very good. Nothing else, we'll stand adjourned until October 1st. Thank you.